welcome back to Date with the Divas. Thank you for clicking on our video. I know you'll enjoy it, so do us a favor and click on that subscribe button if you haven't already. And remember to like our videos and hit that notification so you never miss our latest and our greatest. Come on, Entourage, let's grab that drink. Oh, my drink is kind of heavy here. And let's start with the tea, Ms. Marnita. Give us that tea.
All right, Joe, I think you need to take a sip of that heavy drink, relieve yourself a little bit. You lifting your weights. All right, we're going to get into our first story. And my source for this story is TMZ Sports. So ex-NBA player Joe Smith found out that his wife of 13 years has an OnlyFans account that he did not know about. And he's really upset about it. His wife's name is Kisha. They've been married for 13 years. Kisha is from Germany. And according to an interview that Kisha did with TMZ Sports, Kisha was working towards a singing career in Germany when they met. They started dating. And she said when she realized who he was, that he was, I guess, on his way to being an NBA player, or, she just said, when I realized who he was, she thought that she could move here to the States with him, build a life with him, that they were going to be a power couple. So in 1995, Joe Smith was a top overall draft pick. And she said in 2011, basically he lost a job with the NBA. No teams picked him up. Since then, Kisha has started multiple businesses. She mentioned that she has a moving company and that Joe is actually one of her employees at her moving company. But that just wasn't cutting it. That was not sustaining the lifestyle that she's used to. So she opened an OnlyFans. And for those of y'all that don't know, OnlyFans is a private website where you get money directly from subscribers, usually associated with adult content. You can put anything you want on OnlyFans, but most people we feel like most people do adult content. So she had an OnlyFans account. According to Kisha, it wasn't a secret. It wasn't something that they talked about as a couple, but it wasn't a secret. She said that it was on her link tree in her Instagram account. And she basically said on the TMZ interview, that's what happens when you don't pay attention to your wife. You don't know that she has this OnlyFans account. So Kisha said that a female friend of Joe's who wants to drive a wedge between them called Joe up and said, hey, did you know your wife has this OnlyFans account? It appeared that Kisha was either on live or videotaping when he found out about the account, because she did post a video where he's like, man, why'd I have to find out like this? And she's like, what? It's my body, my choice. This is some stills from the video where they were arguing. And she's like, you knew who you married. She says this because before she was a singer, she was an adult film star. And he's like, that was then, this is now. She's like, we need the money now. So talk to me, Divas. Do you think that Kisha should have had a conversation with her husband before starting this OnlyFans account? Or do you feel like her body, her choice, she's doing what she got to do?
No, she should have had a conversation. She's married to him. I mean, my personal opinion, you have the conversation, especially OnlyFans, you said adult content. That's opening up yourself to everybody. So I personally think she should have had a conversation.
And
I think that's a little shady.
I agree with Marilyn, especially because I watched the interview and she said that yeah, she was an adult film star, but she retired. So I feel like, yes, you're married, and for whatever reason, she wants the lifestyle that she wants. That's fine. But yeah, you're married. You should have that conversation, sit him down and say, okay, I want this particular lifestyle, and in order to have that, I'm gonna do this, adult thing. It's a conversation that you have to have. You don't just post it on your LinkedIn and say, well, he should have been paying more attention.
I agree that they should have had a conversation, but I just want to correct, at least for my interpretation of all the interviews I saw, she wasn't doing this for a certain lifestyle. They are struggling. He's in
Right.
huge amounts of debt that she's trying to make ends meet. And
Right.
like she said, she kept going to him and going to him for a solution, and he wasn't trying. He's not a hustler. He didn't do anything about it, so she did.
Yeah, I have to agree with Ms. Nicole. I mean, sometimes, and she mentioned it too, and I had to agree with her to a point. I mean, yes, have the conversation, but she mentioned, she's like, he wasn't trying to hustle. She's a hustler. She's trying to make things happen. They was about to lose their house. And I, as a woman, I know that a lot of women, they be trying to make it happen. You got some people that they just want to sit down on the couch. I'm not saying all you men are sitting on the couch. I'm just saying some of the partners are not trying to pull their weight. And so life is still happening. So we got to make things happen. And she's doing what she got to do. I mean, yes, they could have had the conversation, or maybe they kind of had some kind of conversation and he just wasn't trying to listen and do anything. And she's just like, look, I have to take it in my own hands.
I agree. I mean, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have done it. I don't know if the conversation happened. I mean, because I'm going to do what I need to do to make money, because I'm not going to lose my house, but so that he wasn't, quote unquote, blindsided by somebody presenting that to him. And he, you're sitting there, or, you have something, you're like, what do you mean? Or playing dumb, like, oh, I knew that. And you really didn't. I mean, more from the conversation. Now, he may have said no. That doesn't mean she had not do it. I'm just saying, at least make him aware, this is what I'm about to do. Have that conversation. That's my only, I'm not saying she shouldn't do it. It was just the initial conversation. And again,
some friend she has, huh?
It's his friend.
Wasn't her?
It's his friend.
It was his
female
friend.
Oh,
His female. It's somebody trying to get with him.
Yeah, that's the way I take it.
Wouldn't any friend tell him that though? Like,
say it again.
Wouldn't any friend of his tell him that though?
Yeah, I think so.
I guess a male friend would tell you.
Anybody who's friends with him would tell him that.
But the way she said it in the interview, she was like, she's trying to drive a wedge between us. So
no, you're driving a wedge between us.
Okay, but if that was happening, would you have spoken to the person? Meaning, like, if I have my OnlyFans and be like, girl, what you doing? You got an OnlyFans.
Not if she's not her friend.
Not a friend, no.
If he was my girlfriend and I saw that his wife was on OnlyFans, I would speak to my friend. Because I have no reason to speak to her.
Right, I agree with you.
In the interview, she said this is someone he entertained. She's trying to nicely say this is someone he's messing around with.
Yeah. And that's the gist that I got from this. Yeah. Also, I was like, okay, where is she shooting these OnlyFans videos and what are you doing? Like, how do you not realize that your wife is shooting? Like,
you don't see her in the guest bedroom,
right?
every 7 p.m. What? You don't see that?
Or where are you getting the money from? Like, exactly. It's like, wait, if money's coming in and she's got this movie, but it's like, where do you think the extra money's coming from? You'd be like, I'm just gonna play dumb. I mean, that's the other.
I think so. I think he's just embarrassed because it was called out.
Yes.
He probably knew that.
You have to. I mean, come on. If he,
did you guys see the video where he found out, where he confronted her?
Yes, yeah.
Genuinely upset.
Yeah.
But I don't know. A lot of people think it's a setup.
How do, like you guys mentioned, I mean, yes, this situation happened, but like I think one of you said, Marilyn said, like the light was paid. Did you pay it?
Right.
She had multiple businesses though.
But still, like you have to know that there's a jump in like, oh, your businesses are doing really great now. And
thank you.
You just assume that the business is doing good.
He had a dog walking business. How much money is she making off of that? She had a moving company.
That was paying the bills. Like that.
I just say like there's usually, I would think there would be questions, but Nicole, I caught what you said where you said people think it's staged. And I was thinking that too. I was like, are they trying to make a name of themselves? Like everybody is out trying to be reality show TV right now. Like, are they trying to make a name for themselves with this incident?
Right. I thought so too when she just had it, like right there. Sorry, Alicia, go ahead.
Okay, you done? All right.
You better jump in where you fit in, girl.
Thank you, girl.
I
care so much, but okay.
About to possibly be on stage, because why was she filming this conversation? It just looked weird when I watched that video. And his back is turned. She's drinking her little water, like whatever. I did it. And what you gonna do about it? Blah blah blah. And then he turned around like, are you filming this? And then proceeds to argue with her. But then goes on TMZ 2 days later and starts crying. She tried to drive a wedge between me and my marriage. Girl, you obviously don't care if you're filming his reaction and posting it. So something's off there for sure.
Did I mishear or misunderstand? I thought she said in her interview, the TMZ interview, she sort of insinuated that he's suffering from some type of depression.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, you know what? I did I watched the interview last night, so I did kind of forget it because she was saying, I guess because he hasn't worked in a while.
Yeah. And so I really felt for the guy. I thought he genuinely did not know, and he, felt, betrayed.
Yeah, and it's even worse that she's filming it. If he really didn't know, why is she like you guys said? I think she's trying to be a reality star as well, because she's about that limelight. Talking about, oh, I thought I was gonna marry this NBA player. I thought my life was gonna be different, but I'm on the struggle bus, and now
when she was like, I realized what we could have been. Like the implication to me was like, oh, I found this dude. We on the come up. Like I'm gonna be this. I know basketball wives wasn't out then, but like I'm going to be this mega basketball wife and maybe even start my singing career in, the US. So I'm not mad at her for making the money. I do agree that she should have spoke to her husband because like Marilyn said, you are married, you're in a partnership. Maybe y'all come to I don't know what you do then to make sure that your bills are paid and that you keep your house. But yeah,
sometimes you just have to downsize. I mean,
right, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like when it's like, okay, maybe we don't keep the big house because I'm not clear on whether or not they had kids or whatever, but they've been married for a long time. Say it again.
Want to downsize,
right? She wants to maintain that lifestyle. That's what I'm saying.
Aren't you? It's called life.
Alicia, she can maintain the lifestyle. He can't maintain it.
and she's still staying with the bus driver because she's like, okay, let me, make this happen.
He can't even pay the light bill.
Maybe she's thinking though, in the beginning, he was there, he was making the money, he was supporting the family, and that's why she hasn't left from that standpoint. Like they had that lavish lifestyle of the finances and the money because of an NBA player. And now that he isn't, she loves him regardless. And you married for death do you part and richer or poor. And, she's now richer or poor on the poor side and trying to figure it out.
Loves him. She doesn't anticipate a divorce, right? She said that.
Right.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry, what did you say?
For
Joe?
sure.
But she obviously doesn't respect him if she doesn't care about his response, none of that. So it's like, what kind of marriage is that anyway? So
yeah, and that's what I think it comes down to is the respect of like, you're in a marriage. I understand it's your body, but yeah, and then even like we said, putting that whole conversation out there. It's like you're doing it for clout. You probably her OnlyFans probably doubled or something after this.
Right, because I had no idea who she was. I had no idea who the man was before this.
Right. Right.
Signs that we give when we're kind of done and we're moving our way.
I mean, even the way she was talking about it, where she was like, that's what happens when you don't pay attention to your wife. So, I think I wish them the best, but maybe she is just trying to take care of him. Maybe she was like, oh, okay, he's depressed. I'm going to just hold him down until things fall apart. Entourage, drop down in the comments. Let us know what you think. Do you think that Keith Lee's wife was being a little disrespectful by starting the OnlyFans without telling him? Or do you think she's just doing what she had to do? Let us know. What did I just call her? I was looking at the wrong notes.
You called him Keith Lee's wife, so I was like, you might want to correct that because I don't think that's Keith Lee.
Mother, Joe Smith's wife, Kisha. Okay,
so class?
I have never.
You must have been rolling into the next one, right? Is that the next topic?
My eyes were on the notes for the next topic. So now that I've given it away, let me go ahead and roll on into it. My sources for this topic are Cultive Black Instagram account, Candy Burris's Instagram account, and Keith Lee's Instagram account. So for anyone that does not know, Keith Lee is a viral food critic. He, according to his Instagram account, because I don't have TikTok, according to his Instagram account, he has 13 million TikTok followers. So he's a food critic. He goes to different restaurants and critiques food, and he does what he called food tours with his family, where he'll go to a different city or state and try some restaurants while he's out there and review them. So one of the things that he does, because he is such a big name on social media, in order to avoid getting any preferential treatment when he's doing his reviews, is he'll wait in the car and send his family in to get a takeout order. Family goes in, gets a takeout order, he gets the food, he does a review. So he was in Atlanta, and it's caused quite a stir. There were 2 different restaurants that he went to, and he was not able to get food, but he did post videos about his experiences at this restaurant. So one was called The Real Milk and Honey, and the other was OLG, which is short for Old Lady Gang, and that's Kandi Burruss's restaurant. Kandi Burruss from Escape, from Real Housewives of Atlanta, if y'all don't know. So she and her husband Todd have a couple different OLG restaurant locations in Atlanta. At least I think they have a couple. So first up was The Real Milk and Honey, or I think he stopped there first. I don't know. I follow him on Instagram, so everything's not in real time. So Keith Lee and his family went to The Real Milk and Honey. They wait outside, or he waits outside, and they call the restaurant first, and they get a recording that says all takeout orders have to be done through, I think it was DoorDash. They go on DoorDash and they get a message that they're not accepting to-go orders. So because they're already in the parking lot, his family attempts to go in. So he says, the door is wide open. It's 4 o'clock. The business hours say they're open till 5, but they're told that they cannot come in because the staff is doing a deep cleaning. So he chronicled that on his page. With OLG, he said that he and his family were at a music festival, and someone who works with Kandi Burruss approached him and said, hey, we've been trying to get in touch with you. I've been DMing you and calling you. We'd like you to come and review OLG. So similar thing, during the weekend, he and his family drive over there. His wife and some other family members go in and say they want to do a takeout order. They're told, we don't do takeout orders on the weekend. So he's like, fine, you guys get a table. I'm gonna wait out here in the car. They're then told, the family's told, it's first come, first serve, and there's an hour and a half wait. And then for whatever reason, Keith Lee gets out of the car. He's recognized at the restaurant, and he's filming. I don't know if the employee knew he was filming because the camera was down, but you could hear the conversation where the employee is now telling him, your table will be ready in 5 minutes. So he's like, wait. This is the same table my family just asked for. Now that I come in, they were told an hour 30, I come in, and they're now told 5 minutes. He's like, I'm just a regular person. I don't want preferential treatment. I don't want to jump in line before all these people that have been waiting. So they're just trying to explain to him, like, we'll have your table ready in 5 minutes. And then he's like, you know what? I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do that to these people. Thank you, but no thank you. We're going to go get something to eat somewhere else. So he posted the video. And then in response, Kandi Burruss did a video. She thanked him for coming to the restaurant, and she explained to everyone that they don't do takeout orders on the weekends because they have so much traffic in the restaurant that it would hold up the food orders for the customers that are in the restaurant. So they do not do takeout orders on the weekend. She apologizes and, says that she hopes that he will come back and enjoy the food one day. So Divas, let's talk about customer service in these restaurants. Do you think that, feel like it's acceptable for a restaurant to say we're not doing takeout orders on the weekends because we're so busy. And this whole thing of another restaurant saying we're not open. Let's talk about it.
I mean, I think the restaurants can do whatever they want to do. It's their business. I mean, but they have the ramifications of those actions of it. And I mean, that's what it comes down to. And they've got to accept whatever criticism they may get. And having a food critic like him coming in and not being able to taste the food, he's very nice. He's very polite. He does not slam them. He's just say, hey, this is my experience. He also says, do not take his recommendation or what happened to him. You know, you need to go in and associate for yourself. So, I mean, I think a business can do what they want to do, but based on some of the other Instagram posts and seeing, that seems to be something different in the Atlanta area. I don't know. I don't live there and have not been there in many years. That's kind of some type of issue with a lot of restaurants not taking reservations or takeout and all that. There's something else going on in the Atlanta area from what on Instagram that I've seen. Again, not my opinion, but just what they've seen and people are saying. So,
and consistency, I want to say, as it relates to being consistent. Oh, now all of a sudden it's me, so now you got a table. You know, it's kind of jacked up that you have people waiting, and then all of a sudden, because I show up, now you have a table. And I think that was one thing that he didn't particularly care for. Once he saw that, I want to say he said that, oh, you know what, me and my family gonna go someplace else, and that he does that for that sole reason of letting his family, you know, go first because they're regular people. He doesn't want people to see him, you know. So, and with Atlanta, restaurants are horrible as it relates to, and don't let it be a spot that is you know, popular, you know, by celebrities. Oh, it's going to be ridiculous. And people are not exactly the most pleasant people. The customer service is out the window. People are feeling like, and then this whole new thing, in addition to that, adding gratuity before you even get any service. Like you could be two people and they're already adding a 15% gratuity, and the service is like horrific. So they are, it's like, it's bad. You're better off just eating in your own kitchen.
Well, it's funny you say that. I respect the fact that he wouldn't take the table because all those people waiting, you just bump people. But also I did hear that is that they're adding gratuity and people are like, you shouldn't go out. It's crazy. Why are you paying for all that up front?
But people aren't appreciating their customers. You gotta, first of all, I visited Atlanta one time and I tried to go to LLG. You gotta hunt and find parking at most of these places. I mean, that's even the case in LA as well for some popular restaurants. But so not only do you have to either hunt and find parking or pay to park, pay for your stuff, then, you know, I've never heard of the whole not taking. So far, it's only been in Atlanta. I haven't heard any other state so far to where you don't have takeout for weekends, which is crazy. You know, like Marilyn said, you can do what you want with your business, but then don't get mad at somebody else for just liking your policy of what you do for your business. Like,
and I don't think that like the business owners didn't seem to have a problem with it. It was a lot of people.
They did a little bit because the Milk and Honey but did a post that they did.
And I actually want to clarify. So he went to the real Milk and Honey. There's also a restaurant called Milk and Honey. And so people were confusing that. And I think the picture that we show might have been Milk and Honey. I think they started
giving threats or something like that.
Right. And so people started doing death threats to employees of Milk and Honey. And so Keith Lee did do another video and he was like, I don't condone that at all. He was like, one, that's the wrong restaurant. He was like, two, even if it was the right restaurant, like you don't, like my followers, like, no, we're not sending death threats to people. Like there's no reason to do that. But I saw a lot of people on Candy's post saying like, well, why would he do that? And a lot of businesses that are not Black owned don't have good customer service. Why is he trying to tear you down? And he's just trying to come up by reviewing you guys' restaurant. And it's like, no, he's just reviewing his service.
His
like,
and he doesn't just go to Black restaurants. That's the one thing that he isn't one of those influencers specifically. He goes to restaurants, period. And so it just happened to be.
He didn't blame the experience on it being a Black-owned restaurant. So I think that whoever put that comment, it was just like, no, this is not.
Candy's crazy pants. That's what that is.
And somebody else told him to go there.
No,
like he said he was at a music festival.
He cut his trip to short because it was getting ridiculous. His family was being threatened.
Oh wow.
Right, because of Candy's and all the other people's
fans are psychotic.
Yeah. I also read an article that even Cardi B chimed in and said she agreed with Keith Lee, saying that, hey, even when she comes to Atlanta herself, she has to purposely name drop just to get some food. Like,
right. She was basically saying what Lava said, like, it's not worth it to go out.
And the service is horrific, and it's just like you said, Alicia. I'm sorry.
The Real Milk and Honey owners did put out a nasty response.
I saw the bit. Was it where they were like, "Who is Keith Lee" or something?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if that went because I thought I bookmarked it. I saw it through someone else's page, and I thought I bookmarked it, and I couldn't find it. And then, okay, they put something else up that I didn't. There was something I'm missing because they were like, "Oh, we want to like thank him for coming to the restaurant," but then they were like something about I guess there was some woman that had been talking about autism, and they were like, no, she's not a manager here. I don't know where that came from. I don't know if that was part of one of the videos or something, but yeah.
It's crazy that he's getting death threats because there is some, I'm not going to name any names, other reviewers who only go to Black restaurants, and his reviews are harsh.
Yeah, but he is really influential. Like a good review from him will change a lot of,
especially in Atlanta too.
Yeah, this other person is pretty.
Like Candy's people were begging him to come.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. This allegedly. Yeah, and I agree. I think he is. The other person I'm talking about also has massive followers. He get messy. Let me just say that sometimes, but he tends to be very harsh on the businesses, and he only views Black-owned businesses, and I mean like all over. And he'd be like, y'all got canned green beans, and can you? I don't have no issue with can, but can you season them up somehow? Just don't dump them out the can. And I mean, he be tearing them down. Keith,
you have to tell me who this is afterwards.
Yeah, Keith just, to me, even when he doesn't like her, he goes, it wasn't for me. He's very nice about it. He doesn't go harsh and try to tear you down.
He seems very down to earth as it relates to earth,
and it's like, he's like, this is, I'm trying to help out the business because I hear it has wonderful food, and I'm hoping that you guys will bless them. Try them and figure out for yourself. You may not like it. He goes, I don't like sweets.
He did do
me, but
he did another video where he wrapped up, and then maybe this is after he left, because he said, I want to show you what I did while I was in Atlanta. And so he did a kind of a wrap up showing like the businesses that he gave a positive review to and how they had like lines around the corner. I guess after he did his review. So
and I think his family went and they had food, but he couldn't eat it because he has a shellfish allergy, and they called in and everything was with shellfish, and it was like a crab boil type restaurant. Not saying that's what it was, but it had all the stuff in the bag with crab legs. And I was like, that looked good. I was like, ooh, I want some garlic crab legs. Like, they tearing it up. I was like, a potato, and I was like, oh, I want some garlic crab legs.
Yeah, I think people are just like, people are going too far. You don't leave death reviews on nobody's or death threats on nobody's page. Like, come on now, people. Don't.
Right. The best revenge is to stop spending your money at the places. How about that?
Right.
That's how you can actually make a point.
Right. And get the restaurant right. But I think, like he said, try it for him, try it for yourself. Honestly, I like food. I like food reviews. I had never heard of Keith Lee, but I had saw a thread about it the other night, and I started watching that, so got me into it. So if I
go to Vegas, Atlanta, he does a lot of Vegas. Well, Vegas, that's where he's from, and he does a lot in Vegas. That's why I bookmark, follow him. He's funny. I like him, and he gives back too. He's also
I started following him too, so we'll see. But I just thought that was a little interesting tidbit. Food is something we can always talk about, I think. Now, Divas, before we go, I want to get one more little quick one in. And Entourage, don't forget to like, subscribe, get in on that conversation, comment, tell us what you think. Little quick one, because this Sunday, Married to Medicine is coming back. And I think a lot of us were surprised to see that Phaedra had joined the cast. That was announced a couple of months ago. And it was like, what does Phaedra Parks have to do with Married to Medicine? For those who don't know, Phaedra Parks was a castmate on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She left the show or was asked to leave, I'm not sure. She had some beef with Candy. And we know that Candy is like top dog over at Atlanta now. So Phaedra's been trying to work her way back into the reality TV world. She made an appearance or two on Housewives of Dubai, but then it's announced that she was joining the cast of Married to Medicine. And I know myself and some other people online was like, why would she be joining the cast of Married to Medicine? That's traditionally the cast is women who are either in the medical field or are married to a medical professional. But the justification was that she's dating a doctor. Well, last night I read a story that she's now possibly broken up with her mystery doctor boyfriend, Dr. O. He lives overseas. She's keeping the relationship a secret. So I'm like, wait, why is she on this show? Is she keeping her relationship with the doctor, which is the medicine part, a secret?
Well, Quad don't have no relationship on this show, so she can be there.
But Quad was there first. Quad was there when she was married to Medicine. I don't watch the show, but I saw y'all's episode.
Break the rule for one person and not having a rule for nobody else.
But no, what my question about it is, why even? Do y'all think she was really with a doctor? She said she there's another doctor in her life now, so she keeping the door open for next season, in my opinion. But do y'all think there was really a doctor boyfriend? Because on Therese Lavelle, I know y'all gonna be watching. It sounds like this guy is not even gonna be on the show because he lives overseas.
I'm trying to figure out how he gonna be. She was on the show with the doctor overseas. At least have him in the state. And that was. And I don't watch the show, so
didn't Kim? What's her name? She did the same thing when she had Big Papa. Like he wasn't.
Correct. We never saw Big Papa.
We never saw Big Papa. Yeah,
we never. But it didn't.
We saw his money.
We saw his money.
Yes,
and gifts. We saw the presence of him being on the show.
Maybe you'll see the same with Phaedra's.
Yeah. We're gonna say that's Scope from the UK or Africa or Dubai. I'm sorry.
Right. We'll see a silhouette. You know how they used to do the interviews.
EHL.
They might have a phone conversation.
How about that?
A phone conversation. I'm sure there'll be a lot of phone conversations, a lot of blurred out FaceTimes. Therese, you're a fan. Come on down. Speak to me.
I'm looking forward to a time when there will be shows about amazing, interesting, successful women that aren't centered around their being in relationship to a man.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Like that's where they get their.
No shows won't be called Married.
That's what Sex in the City,
Real Housewives, all the house. They all have to be married to. They have to be in Basketball Wives. I'm just looking.
That's a good point.
When it could just be about these amazing
corporate America women, island women.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good point because Phaedra is a lawyer. And she's also started a funeral home business.
Yes, is in Dubai. That's what made sense.
Right. So why couldn't we create a show around that?
So true, Therese.
But was she, correct me if I'm wrong, was she canceled because of that incident between Candy and
by some of us? By some of us.
What's her name again? Portia.
Yeah, I
and maybe she's
I ain't messing with her, but
I don't know. I think a lot of the women who were on these shows, that even happened with Vanderpump Rules, that these women were canceled, and now I see that they're making a comeback. So
I remember you brought that up before, Lavelle, when we were talking about kind of these reality shows disciplining people by letting them go, and then years later here they are again
recycling.
Recycling. Ooh.
Yeah. But I just wanted
I'll be recycled for some of that kind of paper.
To answer your question, Marnita, I don't care if Phaedra's dating a doctor. I enjoy her presence.
My opinion, at least she's trying to have, even if she's faking it or not, at least she's putting in effort for her job to pretend like she's married to medicine versus Quad, who's making no assumptions about dating nobody. Quad needs to go.
Alicia does not like Quad. Alicia is not a Quad fan.
Alicia got her foot on Quad's neck right now. Be down.
Yep, I got some heels on it.
Oh, well, Married to Medicine premieres this Sunday. This Sunday is also my birthday. Entourage, drop down. Wish me a happy birthday in the comments.
Scorpio season in the
Happy
house.
Yes.
birthday.
Let us know if y'all going to BravoCon. That's also this weekend. All right, y'all. It's been a fun one. It's been a quick one. Please like, subscribe to our channel, leave comments, subscribe to us on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, Date with the Divas on Facebook and Instagram, Date W the Divas on Twitter. All right. See y'all next time. Bye.
Bye, Andra.
Bye.